What's up, YouTube? This is Denouement series with you guys. Another topic for today. Um, just wanted to kind of just reintroduce myself in this video, and then also wanted to kind of discuss about a really important topic. I think that's gets kind of neglected, like very strongly neglected. So I'm kind of just sitting right here. I don't know if you guys see that, like I'm near a window. So I kind of wanted to test this theory. I don't know if it really works out or it really works at all. You know that saying, that philosophical saying that you don't really need to go to college to be successful, or like they say, you don't need a degree in order to get subscribers or and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So the reason I wanted to kind of just sit here and talk with you guys about something like that, because growing up, that's been a big root of my own identity. I always used to believe in that notion that you don't need to go to any kind of educational system in order to be successful. I've learned that as a kid. I learned that growing up. So this isn't me to dog down on something on that perspective, because there's so much that goes behind the psychology of that stuff. I have 2 degrees, and I'm certified in other stuff. And the reason I'm not gonna just flash it out like that. I will post my, what I do, what I studied, what is my research about. Like I said, I'm just being like that typical person that that's posting a video by a window. Or I know you see those videos on YouTube. A lot of people post videos about they're in their bedroom. That's one of the big findings that I've kind of understood within this research. So what I study science. I study the science of a lot of different science in different many perspectives, a different scope of anything. So I find it very interesting just to kind of share this with you guys, because it does kind of relate to the affect theory of a particular expression, how someone feels about something in relation to the idea of knowing everything. Sometimes some people have gotten it from their experience in their life. They probably got to see the world, they probably got to travel, they probably started young, doing YouTube channels like this, which kind of gave them a leverage of an idea of thinking that they probably, I would say probably think that they might know something more than other people. For me, as I continue on college, I still live with that theory that I still don't know everything else. So it fascinates me it genuinely fascinates me to see how that progresses over the time within that theoretical model of that theory of thinking that you've known everything on the basis of what you already seen in the world, So I'm gonna be honest and transparent with you guys. Everything in this what we are, everything is consumerism. Everything is operated on business. Everything's operated on what content you are building, what influence are you putting out to the world. There's a lot of great influencers out there that are posting videos about how to videos on to create content. And then there's other videos out there posting about their daily life. I mean, some of us like watching just daily life of other people. So I wanted to just kind of bring you guys more of a different perspective on the aspect of spirituality, because I think spirituality has a lot to relate to this. Because those that didn't go to college, that didn't finish anything, and have a successful YouTube channel or YouTube business or stuff like that, we sometimes feel we feel as if it's the validity of a particular existential question. This isn't me to tell you that I know what is true and what is false. I'm not here to tell you that. But it's fascinating to kind of investigate that, to dive deeper on that like realization. So now you can take it with a grain of salt. You can also understand it's a spiritual perspective. Spirituality has a formula to it. There's a lot of different formulas for spirituality. There's a lot of different validity or validation of your experiences in life, and it should very much deeply resonate with you, because when we think about that phrase, that very social linguistic phrase, it's a very social linguistic phrase that every person believes that, you don't need to go to college to be successful. I'm testing that theory out, because that's like deeply within me. I growing up, like, I taught myself how to do a lot of things. I didn't have the money in the beginning, sometimes it took for me to kind of work in the garage and at the basement, kind of work through things. But see, that's the part where I'm talking about, is even if a person comes from the same roots of a same social linguistic belief or even philosophical belief, you're gonna realize that it's sometimes there's a learning curve. There's a learning curve, like, on the reason why certain situations didn't go the way they were supposed to go. So I guess what I'm saying is, like, in the start of there was a video I saw. I won't mention names, but there was a video I saw, in that phrase that someone talks about is, I started at age 11. I started doing all these contents, these videos, and I got, started to get all this momentum and everything else. That's all fine and dandy. But it's still going to bring you back to a root of a particular situation. It's going to bring you back to, because this is the phone that I'm talking to, and I'm talking to the person over the phone, over the screen, and how this relates in a spiritual sense. So, again, I will not bring up any kind of doctrine. Sometimes studying that stuff is kind of hard. It is really, really difficult. Even when we think we know so much already, but that's not my intent here. So that's something I kind of wanted to just kind of dive into. I think it's one of the talks I think I wanted to express, just to kind of express in the theory of art, the theory of just conversation, theory of like that communication. So if this interests you, as far as like how it can resonate with you and also resonate with your particular upbringing, I'll post more content in terms of like of a talk, because right now, as we assess a lot of like the cultural vibes, we love to be in tune with the cultural vibe, they call it. There's a lot of spiritual gurus out there as well, that dive into crystals, that work with chakras, that do other types of stuff. I think the approach here is to kind of just bring you a different perspective. And if you're interested in that and you're looking for some more of a realism perspective, I'm looking to do that within this channel. So I just find it interesting. You know, we do watch videos of other people that do post content that don't go to college, and sometimes, you know, I admit it myself. Other people admit it are hard to admit themselves, but we listen to those people. You know, we listen to those people that that tell themselves, that say, hey, I never went to college, I never did this, but in order to test the validity of something, we see where they're currently at and how they did it, if that makes sense. So yeah, I guess I'll just leave you with that. And if you guys want to see more content like that, I'm just here, like I said, by my window. I wanted to test that theory to see how this would work, how this actually is. Pretending as if I never went to college. It's something I'm trying to dive myself back deeper into that cultural, linguistic, philosophical belief. So yeah, subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna post more content out there for you guys. If you're looking for something in particular, like as far as a particular topic, a research point or something like that, I can definitely bring that for you guys. Check out my Instagram page as well. I definitely have other content out there that are more artistic, more transparent as well. So, alright guys, see ya.